Tune in every Tuesday at 9 p.m. for Nightcap Knowledge. Put the children to bed, get your adult beverage, and get ready. Nightcap Knowledge is rated Black and uncensored and hosted by longtime community organizer and entertainment professionals, Mr. Mac and DJ George Chuck. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. Nightcap Knowledge on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. Tune in and share.
Black with no chaser.
One time for everybody checking in. You already know what a TI is. It's Tuesday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for Nightcap Knowledge. Make sure you share this live. I see you out there. To all of our folks over there on Twitch, all our folks on Black with No Chaser, all our folks on YouTube. Make sure you get in the comments. Let us know that you're out there. We want to know where you're checking in. Let's get it. Let's go and grow. It's Nightcap Knowledge. If you're trying to get ready to make that I.R.A. pop, we got Mr. Make That I.R.A. Dance. We're going to talk about a number of things: investments, life insurance, and that independent retirement account. You need it, you want it. Social Security ain't going to be there. You might want to get with us. It's Nightcap Knowledge. Hey.
Black with no chaser.
One time for everybody checking in with us. This is Nightcap Knowledge. I appreciate everybody for tuning in every Tuesday, 9 p.m. My name is DJ George Chuck, and that man over there is Mr. Mac. Mac, you got on your Virgo shirt tonight, bro. I see you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, look, I'm gonna steal something from one of the wrestlers, RVD.
Yeah.
You know, RVD say, and Mr. M.A.C. Yeah. Been working on that.
Yeah.
Man, what's the deal, Pickle? How's everything going?
Man, everything is cool over here. Excited about all of the the work that we've been getting done in terms of our rapid response work. We've been as active as we can be, helping out families. So I'm proud to say, I'm proud of the work that you're doing in terms of the Mississippi Rapid Response Coalition. And then on my side, man, I'm just glad to be creative and be able to produce the graphics and provide the creative support for the organization that we roll with and the people that we spend time with. So I've been pretty productive, man. I'm excited about a number of things. So look, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of things in the work, man. For those who do not know and they're just tuning in, this is the Nightcap Knowledge Show, and it is rated Black and Uncensored, real talk, real issues, real solutions.
There you go. You heard what the man said. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. And tonight we have a wonderful guest. We're going to intro him later. But look, man, I know I'm trying to make sure that I.R.A. is popping on my end. I want my retirement account pop. I don't want no little Rudy Poot retirement account.
Right.
You got some stuff that you're working on at your job. You put a little bit in and they match it. That's cool. You need to do more. Social Security is not going to be there, but my man Herman Sylvester is going to tell us all about some of the things that we can do to make our retirement a little bit better and us be more prepared for all the things that life throws at us. But Matt, I need you to give us our mental health minute, man.
So I chose and went back to something that's an oldie. I can't not skip over this. Talk about perseverance. It's so much happening with folks right now. People feel beat up. Stress, depression, physically beats up your body. Like you physically feel like you've been in a fight. And we're just encouraging folks: do not give up. Continue to fight. Continue to move forward. Give out before you give up. One of our great friends, Mr. Brother Coach Freeman, talk about keep swinging. Keep swinging. You go down swinging. Don't give up. Because when you're about to give out, that might be your breakthrough. Your breakdown might be just before your breakthrough. So you got to be able to continue to fight and move forward. So
Pastor Mac.
Man. Now I'm staying deacon. I gotta stay in the deacon role because deacons cut and shoot.
Look, man. Let me give you some of them applause. I'm gonna have to get some more sound effects on my button, man. I'm gonna have to get a thing.
Hey man, you rolling, man. You rolling. I ain't got the shirt on, but you rolling. You know why? Because we are moving Mississippi forward. All gas and no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. So if you
all gas, no brakes. We can't stop, baby. We got to keep moving forward.
Look, you with us. Don't hang out the car. You better get on and hold on.
You better get on and sit down and because we rolling.
Well, look, man, you got some of your fellow Sigma brethren checking in. Dr. Sigma 5.
You got it.
I think is that Myron or who is that?
No. That ain't Myron.
Oh, okay.
That ain't Myron. That's the brother. That's the brother with all the clout.
Look, shout out to DJ Nationwide, Sean Stiff checking in with us.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Stiff. Hey, man, I've been doing that, man. From Harlem Nights?
Yeah.
Mr. Stiff. Hey, babe, we full of it, man. We're going to make sure that you see it and hear it at all times. We also want to educate you. We got it. We got some good stuff. We're talking about the knowledge of money can be your family curse, or it can be your family's legacy.
That's right.
All right. So now, it's about cutting the cord, prioritizing, and budgeting. We got a team that we do this financial literacy workshop all the time. We keep talking about it because for Black folks, we believe in a hope and wish, and you got to have a plan and you got to execute. And we don't own enough. We don't own enough stocks. We don't own enough ownership in Maine, for buildings. We don't own enough property. We don't own enough, and we don't shop enough with us, and we spend our money on too much excess stuff.
Yeah.
As Chuck and I beat that horse right now about storms coming, every person, and we're gonna be different, especially brothers. You know what I'm saying? You need to have everything you need to take care of your house.
There you go.
If you're not a generator, you need to at least have raincoat, need to have boots, need to have flashlight, need to have batteries, you need to have stock up for water, jumper cables in your car. You need to have things. And that's go back to prioritizing your budget. And you're starting off simple with Maslow hierarchy, a pyramid of what means more to you. So make sure you got the basic necessities. But how do you create the longevity for your family's lineage? And we're still going to start talking about that with investing right now.
I'll be prepared. Investing
buying
now.
land now, planting trees now that you cut 20 years from now that will be able to buy your child first house. That's the type of stuff we're talking about right now, you know. And so we definitely want to build, and we trying to move forward. We ain't going backwards. For those who got to explain it, and after 2021, 2020 and 2021, all the stuff that we're talking about now, if we got to explain this to you why this is important, then you need to find another show.
No. They need,
they need to pay attention.
Yes. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm saying we got to explain it to you, but Chuck, I'm saying if we got to explain it to you, like right now, we talk about like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we got to explain like why it's important. Hey,
no, okay, all right.
If I got to explain it, I don't know what the hell you've been listening to up to this point.
You're talking about the why. I got you.
I don't know what you've been listening to up to this point, man, but we're going to get to it because this is real talk, real issues, real solutions. And I'm telling you, if you don't have control of your money will control you.
That's right, man. Look, you gotta know what your money is doing. And if you're not making your money work for you, then you shouldn't have money.
Oh, man, we got a legend in the house. Big shout out to Larry Lincoln Legend Obama. In the comments, the brother got his own cutout poster, bobblehead dog. The man doing great things.
Look, man, hey, shout out to Trina, shout out to Larry.
Matter of fact, while we shouting out Larry, Chuck, go ahead and pull up.
Oh, okay, hold on. Slide.
We got the Jack Apple. It tastes good, and Larry is not paying us for it. We like it. Shout out to Jack.
It's true.
Shout out to we drink on this show.
Speaking of things that I drink, I really like Rosé, and there's an event happening. And the featured beverage just happens to be, the Korbel Sweet Rosé, along with root rose.
Like
there you go, that one right there. Yeah.
I just so happen to have a bottle just laying around, sir.
Just so happen. But definitely, folks, we want y'all to check out the R&B and Ribs Jackson.com. That's R&B and Ribs and Rosé. The event is October 2nd. It's going to be a chemistry. We're going to show the graphic a little bit later, but we just want y'all to go and follow the Nasty Show. That's THE Nasty SHO. The Nasty Show on Instagram. You can check out his website, but the Nasty Show is putting this event together. It's R&B, Ribs, and Rosé. I know that I like R&B music. I know that I like Ribs. I know that I like Rosé. I feel like my friend created this event for me.
I think it's for you, Chuck. I think that's the secret. That's the secret.
I feel like, he got it wrong because he's doing it in October. Like my birthday is November. Yeah. So maybe it's like a little pre-birthday party, for me.
Who knows?
I don't know. But hey, cheers to everybody out there, all the nightcappers. We appreciate y'all for checking in with us. Make sure you put a drink in the comments or whatever. And let's get to our esteemed guest for the evening. This one of the oldest cues I know. And when I say the oldest cues I know, I'm talking about consistently brotherly, but then also he will call you on your bullshit.
Right.
And he'll help you out in the fell clutch of circumstance. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got to give it up for Mr. Herman Sylvester.
Dog, what's going on? Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir, man. We clapping it. Hey, there you go. Hey, man. One time for the Virgos. Happy belated birthday, my brother. Happy belated birthday.
Hey. Happy belated birthday, man. Y'all had the Jack, so I had to go get my some single barrel Jack.
Oh no, he did.
Since Larry on here.
How you gonna come embarrass us on our own show? No,
hey man, I'm a Jack Daniels fan. I got about 10 bottles of different things. I'm pro Jack Daniels. Lynchburg, Kentucky, baby.
There it is.
We got the cups in the air, man.
Hey man, cups in there.
Yes, sir.
Well, look, Herman, man, look, let me ask you a question. You, Mac, and I know each other well, so we ain't got to do like the whole get to know you type thing. But the question that I ask because I've never seen you in your element when you're approaching a new client. So how does Herman typically, begin a conversation when he's introducing himself to like a potential client?
You got clients right now watching. You got about 10 of them right here.
I got you. Well, I like to take the educational approach when it comes to finances. A lot of times, people stress out about money about 4 times every hour, and It's intimidating. And, I don't try to act like I am some kind of higher echelon, when it comes to money or something like that. I'm human. I'm just a guy. I had to learn this stuff just like everybody else. So I try to meet people where they are. If they're very investment savvy, I can meet you there. If you don't even know what I.R.A. is, we can start there. So, most of the time talking to a client, I'm trying to see where they are, financially. I don't want to talk over them, but I also don't want to kind of waste their time. So usually I'm talking to somebody, I'm kind of gauging them, trying to see where they are investment savvy wise. So, I can come up with, a plan for them. But that's usually how I start, man, just getting to know somebody really, when it comes down to this money deal, it's about like and trust. If somebody likes you and they trust you, you can help them. You got to kind of break through that barrier. I call it objectivity heal. Once we get past the objections and stuff like that, and we can get to business, well, it's a little different then we can just talk and we can game plan, and I can be able to help anybody.
So look, I know you, Mac knows you, but when we met you weren't on this groove. So how did you go from, all right, and then this is, I guess it's kind of loaded question. How did you go from the dude in the nightclub to the dude, making sure people are good for retirement?
Gotcha, man. Listen, I know this is, Nightcap Knowledge, so I think I can be very just kind of blunt to the point. I'm very transparent. I don't hold anything back. Back in 2013, I owned a bar in Oxford, Mississippi. And, I tell people I feel like God had kind of been working on me a little bit. I realized, if you're going to hang out in the nightlife, it's the jungle. You better be a Bengal tiger if you're going to survive. Right. Okay. And I was a Bengal tiger. If it was money to be made somewhere, be it Memphis, Birmingham, Oxford, Coffeyville, Mississippi, you name it, Grenada, we were out there in the streets hustling, trying to get people to show up to events, show up to parties, and making it happen. Well, the bar owned in Oxford back in June of 2013, there were these 2 kids from Batesville, Mississippi, and they were sitting out in the parking lot playing with a gun. One of them made a mistake and shot the other one in the leg. Now, mind you, during this whole incident, one of my business partners was there. I was actually here in Jackson at a real estate seminar learning how to probate properties. Well, later that night, 11:30 midnight, I'm getting calls from Joey East, Buddy East, who was a police chief and sheriff there. My phone is just blowing up. And Charles Bailey called me and was like, hey, man, let me tell you what happened. The police are here, the ambulance are here, the fire department's here. At the time, no one ever gets shot in Oxford, Mississippi. Right. So the way it came over, the dispatch with traffic going through, emergency personnel is like, there's been a shooting at my bar. And
I got you now. Yeah.
It was kind of, that type of heat coming from a guy that black guy that owned a bar in Oxford, Mississippi at the time. That was a lot. That was a lot. The next morning, WTVA from Tupelo was reporting live. It was in the paper. It was on, they were reporting live. It was all on YouTube, Facebook. There were stories. I still have some of the articles. I still have a copy of the online article they did talking about the shooting that happened. And there was 2 guys playing in the parking lot with a gun and shot the other one in the leg. He didn't die, just, I guess, minor gunshot wound. But that's how it started. So while I was down here, I decided I did not want to go back to Oxford, Mississippi to face that heat. I called 2 of my attorneys and told them, hey, that's why I have y'all on retainer. I need help. This is not the normal noise complaint. I need your A game. And so, shout out to Josh Turner, Bill Watch, some of my attorneys in Oxford, man. They jumped right in there. Started trying to investigate it, clean it up, making it happen. But in the meantime, I'm not going back to Oxford, Mississippi. So one of my frat brothers named Ernest Jackson said like, hey man, listen, since you're here, you need to come meet this guy I know that's, taking people under his wing, teaching them, the money game. And I was like, I'm Ernest, I'm kind of good, man. I'm already we got Car Genie. At the time we had another commercial cleaning business. We just started daycare in 2010, at the medical mom. Shout out to my moms. I have a bar. Any problem I have, Vic can make it to Thursday. It's over with. Thursday was ladies' night. Oh, Thursday was ladies' night in Oxford. I mean, if I could make it to Thursday, between Friday and Saturday, I mean, all my problems went away all the time because you can go out and party and have fun. It's just not free. Yeah. So I was going through all of that, and he introduced me to a guy named Jared Nelson, and man, the rest is history. I literally went back to Oxford maybe like a week later, and I said, okay, I get it. I'm done. And I went and immediately started the licensing process to become an advisor. And that's kind of how that happened, man. I think God kind of just stepped in at the right time and kind of pushed me to doing things, in the nightlife industry. I always admire y'all, man, especially Mississippi Move, Mississippi Greek Weekend and stuff like that. Y'all take a lot of opportunities to give back to folks, and I guess more or less in the aspect I was doing, it was make money, try to keep the doors open, make money, build up enough money because we got to get a show. Plies is not cheap. Life Jennings is not cheap. Keisha Cole is not cheap. We're steady trying to stack so we can do bigger shows. And so, it was real hard to give back. So the cool thing about what I do now, man, I get to give back to people, man, especially a lot of folks that, help me like you. I remember I didn't know anything about anything, man. I was calling you a yard boy, help. Like Chuck, I need a flyer. Like Chuck, man, how do I get in contact with this person? Chuck, I can't find this artist. Who you know? And different things like that. I remember meeting Mac back, 2009 with Mississippi Greek Weekend downtown on the street. We were getting it kicking, man, and it just feels good to be able to do something where I can still make a high income. Yeah, and I'm not hustling, and I'm not I'm able to give back to people and do something, that I can actually tell my mama exactly what I'm doing, So that makes a difference. She still doesn't know all the old stories. So
hey, don't tell her now.
We're not ever.
Yeah. But so man, you telling us the transition, right? So what we're talking about, the work we do with the financial literacy. And I talked about budgeting, I talked about prioritizing, because regardless of what guru you got sitting in front of you that telling you how you can invest your money, you got to get your mind ready to say, okay, I'm ready to do something different, and I'm going to budget and prioritize to have money to invest.
Yeah.
So absolutely. That process, help people understand why it's important, not only to put funds into your job with your retirement, but to own your own I.R.A. Explain the difference between the Roth I.R.A. and a traditional I.R.A., stuff like that.
Okay. First of all, let me say this.
Explain what I.R.A. is first. Yeah. Some people that might know.
I.R.A. Yeah, I.R.A. is an individual retirement account. Individual. That means you own it. It is your account. When you have an account with your job, let's say you work for the state, let's say you got a 457, which is pretty much a deferred compensation plan, 401k, 403b, you name it. The contribution that you put in is yours. A lot of times the match you don't own until you're vested, whatever time period they may be. But technically you don't own that account. There are business owners, there are trustees over and different things like that. They can make decisions, switch custodians on you. They choose what you're able to invest in. I help clients all the time set up 401ks for their different businesses, and they get to choose the funds and investment vehicles inside of that qualified plan, and the employee doesn't. The person contributing to it doesn't. It's based on a system where you're an employee and someone else gets to make those decisions for you. If you work for the state of Mississippi, there are board of trustees that choose what the PERS money is invested in. right? Every year it comes out, depending on who gets the bid for Mississippi Deferred Comp, that board chooses the options that you get to choose from inside of that plan. You're limited. It's like, you're doing good, but you fight with one hand behind your back because you can't make all the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have an I.R.A., an individual retirement account, you're the boss. It's your account. You own it. You can put, you can put this amount in. You can stop putting it in this month, put it in 2 months from now. You can choose what you're investing in. If you're like, hey, Herman, listen, I'm a Colin Kaepernick fan. Nike stuck with him, which I really had a client tell me, I want to invest in a Nike. Easy.
Okay.
You get that option. Whatever you choose you want to do, you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want to be, but it's your option.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Now, Mac, the other part of your question was the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA. Well, the main difference is, with a Roth IRA, the Roth is they titled the account after a guy named, he was a U.S. Senator, Senator William Roth. He was out of Connecticut. And what they were doing is they wanted to create an account where Americans could have the opportunity to save in a tax-free platform because they knew Social Security, which is a trust and is just a big investment, they knew eventually that bubble was going to pop. At first, it was called an Express IRA, right? They kind of like tweaked it a little bit. We got the tax-free option on there, and it calls it a Roth. So the main difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA is that both of them are tax deferred until 59.5. But at 59.5, all of the interest that a Roth IRA makes is completely and totally tax-free. The money that's in a traditional IRA, well, the taxes are deferred, and they can stay deferred as of the new CARES Act here recently last year until age 72. Then after that, the government will force you to start taking money out. And it's something called an RMD, a required minimum distribution, where they'll force you to take the money out to tax it.
The flex. That's the government right
there. One thing you're not going to avoid, unless it has a Roth title on it, the only thing I know is there isn't anything else. You're going to get taxed. You got to pay taxes, unless it's in a Roth account.
I'm jumping subjects a bit, but it's about taxes. So let's get back to, like the different vehicles that we can put our money in to make sure that we're making more money for later on in life. But I read something today. It was something that the Biden administration was doing in terms of this Treasury Department. And I felt like two things. It may have been a way to target the solo or the small, like really, really small business owners, solopreneur, or it was a way to target crypto earners. So people that are like really into the crypto stuff. It's a way where the IRS or Treasury Department could start to do things that they could monitor this what's supposed to be decentralized currency. Like give us your input on that as it relates to making money and all of this.
I got you. I'm gonna make it.
You got a question in the comments too, and everybody that's watching this live, go ahead and share with some friends that that need to hear this shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, because go ahead and share with them now, because it's too late to have this conversation at 59.5. Go ahead.
It is too late. Yeah. So I'm gonna make this as I guess as simple as I can. With the way the United States government works is they fear things that they cannot control. Right. Prohibition, because they couldn't properly tax the alcohol. Once they figured that out, all that went away. Yeah. What's another good example?
Marijuana.
The reason that marijuana is still a class 1 narcotic is because they have not properly come up with the system to be able to regulate it and tax it properly. Once that happens, now all type of legislations and things will change. There are a lot of states, that are, absolutely getting that right. Like, shout out to Colorado. They made, I think, $10 million the first day on taxes when they had legal marijuana sales. They're getting it right. There are a lot of states that are behind. Just like Mississippi just got the lottery because they just figured out what they were going to do with the money, how they were going to tax it, how they were going to regulate it. And that's why Mississippi was so far behind. on getting the lottery. So but what they're doing with the cryptocurrency, and there are new ones coming out all the time, is that they're looking for a way to regulate it. And right now, outside of just paying, different capital gains taxes and different things like that, depending on how long you've actually held that, specifically like the cryptocurrency in your portfolio, be it more than a year or less than a year, once everything you do, you're going to get a 1099 R4, and so they're looking at ways to kind of more or less monitor it and control it. They can still, do things in the economy I hate to say it, the FRB, the Federal Reserve Board, they are some of the most powerful people on this planet. They're controlling inflation, they're controlling interest rates and different things like that. So until they can monitor, they try to do things to kind of sway it to go whatever direction they wanted to go in. Yeah. Recently, a couple of months ago, the government it was about 3 months ago now, the government kind of pulled back away from some of the cryptocurrency stuff they were trying to initiate because it wasn't going to work. And from what you're saying, it sounds like they're about to try to go take another stab at it. So for them, it's more like a hit or a miss, but it's like one of those trial by errors. They're not going to stop trying. Yeah. They regulate and control pretty much everything else. And so, they're gonna get the upper hand on this. I think Mexico just actually started accepting cryptocurrency. A lot of places. So, as it gets more and more popular, they're going to, do what they can to help regulate it because, guess how the United States government makes money? Taxes. What other way do they make money?
Tax.
Yeah.
That's it.
Either
they gonna loan money to other countries with an interest rate, or it's taxes. That's it. That's why everything is taxed. So that's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's another thing. We had a part of our workshop. We're talking about everybody, and I give a shout out to Dr. Henderson that every person should own a for-profit and a nonprofit, because if for the for-profit, as long as you are a business owner, it gives you the capacity to be able to write things off and do things that even if you work for somebody else and still bring on a W-2. So by the time, it's just like we tell everybody, by the time you catch up, they're changing the game. So right now, like 2020 and 2021, you had races that jumped into places like Blockfolio and Robinhood and private groups on Instagram with Black investors and just said the N word because people weren't going out spending. People were they're learning and they're investing their money. I invest last year, folks would invest, Chuck invest last year. So, people don't want you to do that. And it's right now, it's too much of an opportunity for the average person to be able to set up a system of wealth for their family in a society that thrives on having impoverished and a certain level of blue collar workers. It's like taking choice away. Now you have options.
Yeah.
When you have ownership, as Chuck say, own your labor. When you have investments, you have options. You can live a little now, knowing that I got an investment. Now that I got a 529 college plan for my daughter, and if I can invest in that now, I don't have to work as much trying to save in a regular bank. I can just put that money into the 529 college plan and let the compound interest do the work. And then when she turns 18 and she say, hey, I want to get a trade or whatever she want to do, sad thing to say, my daughter says she want to be a counselor and a bartender. I don't know how. I
laugh at that every time, but I say that's the same thing.
Hey, same thing. One with alcohol, one without. But don't they? Hey. But
whiskey is cheaper than therapy.
she's paying attention, and we got to teach, man. Too much whiskey will send you to therapy.
Yeah, that too.
That's the double-edged sword. Shout out to Larry Leggett, Jack Daniels.
And look, and speaking of things that are cheaper than therapy, we want to give a shout out to Meals That Heal. Meals That Heal, 601.com. You can order online. It's Mississippi's first 100% plant-based cafe. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and then open it back up at 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's right there on North Fair Street, downtown Jackson, Mississippi. You can follow them on Instagram, Meals That Heal 601. And man, Matt, did you go by there for Taco Tuesday today?
Yes, we did. My wife went by and got us some of those jackfruit burritos. And we got the plant-based what was that? Rosé.
Uh,
Hey, you got to get it, bro.
look,
You
I'm
gotta
gonna get it when I come up there for
for the
yeah,
health fair. So
yeah,
so
yeah,
so we're loading people up for the health fair, and we
yeah.
need this brother right here because we're talking about healing the whole person,
Got to.
mentally and emotionally. So we're gonna have someone there that's specialized in working with emotional and different traumatic situations, be able to advise folks. We're gonna have somebody that's physically there for as a medical person to talk about your numbers, talk about physical fitness, spirituality. We're gonna talk about that where it becomes from meditation or yoga, but financial literacy, financial health is very, very, very important. October
Yes.
3rd, that health fair, and it's going to be in the parking lot of Meals That Heal on Ferry Street. We are hitting folks. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff. So people
Yeah.
that are going to get there, we plan on giving away 50 meals to people that have never had any plant-based or eaten at Meals That Heal. And also, we're going to have some of this good water right here, which is
That's right.
another black-owned business.
That's right.
And we talk
Aspire.
about investing. And
That's it.
water is one of the best things you can invest in. If you don't believe that you need water, I don't know where you've been last year to this year from whatever. So when you start talking, you need to find out what publicly traded companies that got water and tissue. Because we
Yeah.
know we ran through that last year. And I'm just being real. We invest into all this shit.
That's
You need to
true,
sit down with
man.
this man and say, I want to invest in the Charmin right now. I want to invest. I want to buy that. Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to always need toilet paper. Always.
Look,
Always.
I don't want to wipe my ass with no damn leaves.
You gonna always need toilet paper. You gonna be washing a whole lot of towels. You make your choice. And if you gonna wash a lot of towels, you need detergent. So you still gonna have to invest in something.
You're gonna invest in
You
something. You're
go
gonna
ahead and
invest
do it.
in something.
So
look, yeah, we want all our folks to go check out Aspire Pure on Amazon. You can order it Amazon and it comes straight to your door. Amazon.com/Aspire Pure. So look, let Mac, let's get back to it. We talked about a lot.
He got a question right there too. He had a question on that.
And we got one from the comments. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. My man DJ Nationwide asking, in regards to investing, which investment platform or broker would you recommend for beginners? That's a pretty good question.
Pretty good question. This is my advice. Find somebody that knows finances, a coach, a mentor, an advisor, somebody that can help you go in the right direction. If you want to go, learn Portuguese, you probably want to talk to somebody from Portugal.
Right.
Just going to a broker doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to just treat you like a number.
Yeah.
The problem is, and I have friends that work for, different broker dealers. I mean, you go to certain ones. I'm not going to just specifically name names, but if you don't have at least $100,000, you're going to get like a robo advisor. That's just like almost like a, like an automated service. If you don't, I know one on specifically that if you don't have at least $250,000 of liquidable money that you're willing to invest, you're not going to get an advisor because they don't get paid on it. Anything under $250,000, they won't get paid.
Hey.
That's just the numbers.
That's
there's a company down the street from my office on Lakeland, and I mean, they're going to send you to an 800 number. You coming there with under $100,000.
Yeah,
it's just that I get it. They're trying to eat. They're trying to feed their families, but they didn't grow up in South Jackson like I did.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got $25. I'm gonna help you. That'll be my best advice. Find an advisor that can help you, because you go to some broker, you can very easily be taken advantage of if you don't understand the fees and different things like that. So that's part of the issue that the DOJ came out with the best interest stuff that we all have to abide by now, is that a lot of times that's why their minimums have gone up, because they realize that people are just flat out getting ripped off. Yeah. I know you can go to certain banks around here, just in, central Mississippi, that, it's like a green sign on every other corner. It's going to say ban some, start with re something. And, if you got to have a certain amount of assets because of the fees they charge just to get in contact with somebody in the wealth management department. And they raised the limits because you got to have enough money your money's got to make enough interest in a year to be able to afford their fees because they get audited by the SEC, Federal Trade Commission, and FINRA, just like I do, just like my office does, like everybody else does. And those audits are rough. And like, if you got all these people with like, $20,000 and $30,000 and you're charging them the same fee expense ratio as somebody with $500,000,
Yeah.
they're getting their tails kicked. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the FCC rules, right? But I mean, it's not even fair, So you got. I would say like, hey, go find a broker, go find someone that knows somebody that can actually help you. Just like I help people all day, every day. It doesn't cost anything. It's just like okay, imagine if I worked at a bank, right? And Chuck Mack, both of y'all have a business account there. Y'all come in and deposit, $500. Would y'all tip the teller?
Will we tip the teller?
Yeah.
No, that ain't
the teller.
The bank.
Right. So when you're an advisor, broker dealer, you're in a broker. So let's say you're using like American Funds, Franklin Templeton, Legg Mason, Fidelity. You pick a company because, like, think about it. Can you walk into an American Funds office?
No.
Have you ever walked into a Fidelity office?
No.
Franklin Templeton?
No.
Legg Mason?
No.
BlackRock? They don't exist. They're all on Wall Street.
Yeah. And I know all those names because I'll be talking to you.
Exactly, right. But they pay me to be the middleman between them and you, because it's just like a lot of times it's just like trying to go to the pharmacy without a prescription that a doctor is signing off on. I mean, you just can't go open your own American Funds account without a licensed advisor signing off on it.
Yeah. Man,
you can't go to Franklin Templeton and go. You can try online all you want to. You can't go do that. Now, some companies allow that, but you on your own.
Yeah,
they're not taking any responsibility because they don't want that audit. So what I'm saying is, that's them using legal loopholes to try to get out of fiduciary responsibilities when it comes to stuff like that. Doing what's best fit for each client. What's in their best interest. Like, is it, that's why I.R.A. fees are so important, right? If it's cheaper to stay in a 401k, even though you have less options, right? But the best thing to do is roll over to an I.R.A. But if you go to place A, place B, and place C, the fees on I.R.A.s are probably going to be 3 different fees.
Yeah, all different. Yeah.
Exactly, right? You probably want to, so the reason I like what I do is, in the platform the company I'm working with, is because it's like having a burglar alarm system on a house. The burglars, the bad guys, that doesn't scare them. They scare people like me that's not going to steal. Right? You see that Vivint sign, you see the ADT sign. Not that I was going to break into your house anyway, but they just guarantees and kicks in my mind, hey, they got an alarm system, big boy. Like, don't go fool with their property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what it does is, so like in my situation, like that's why I say you got to make sure you find the right broker. I mean, I have to get paid. Like, I got a daughter, she's expensive. She has to eat. If my clients aren't making money, I don't make money.
Yeah.
Chuck, I love it when you make money. The more money you make, the more the companies are automatically going to pay me anyway.
Right.
American Funds pays me. Franklin Templeton pays me. Legg Mason pays me. They're going to pay me anyway. What kind of sense would it make me to charge an extra wrap fee, an administrative fee, an advisor fee, a certain percentage of your balance every quarter, every month for me to do something? I might not even move anything on your account if it's doing good. Why would I touch it?
Right.
A lot of companies, they getting a fee every month, every quarter, regardless if you're making money or not. Your account balance goes down by $5,000 and they still making fees.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I get paid if you make money. It's called a 12B1. I am very transparent. It's called a 12B1. Everybody go look that up. That's how your advisor gets paid, regardless. On top of all the other stuff, they're gonna get a 12B1 because the clients, when you're in mutual fund and stuff like that, you're automatically gonna get paid the quarterly dividends regardless. Some of them pay out monthly.
And look, and speaking of B1, man, we got the B1 Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers. Begin your career in healthcare technology. We've got the phlebotomy technician. We got nursing assistants. We got soft skills, allied and medical health assisting services, COVID-19 and community health workers. So look, if you're out there and you need a career, you need to go to mshscschool.com. But after you do that, you need to make sure that you holler at Herman and get you a Roth IRA too. Because if your ass in school and you're gonna take a loan out, you need to be taking a loan out on your retirement too. You need to invest in your retirement. So now, hey, Herman,
Yo,
I gotta. It's a personal question. You referenced your mom and your dad earlier.
mm-hmm.
Did your mom and your dad know the stuff that you're talking about now?
Absolutely not. They learned this in 2013 when I got licensed.
It's absolutely.
Hey, I know. You like how I did that? I'm working on my wordplay. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I see you do the other episodes. That's why I'm making fun of you. Okay, so yeah, I mean, and both of my parents are educated. My mom has more degrees than a thermometer, and at the time when I started in the industry, she had retired from JPS with 30-some years of service, and moved her partial lump sum over to, and I'm gonna say this name because they were ripping her off. It was Nah, I'm not gonna do that. So it was they put in some kind of fixed annuity, and this check had a comma. It was over 100,000, and I mean she was making 1.4% fixed, and she started teaching immediately when she got done at like 24 years old. My mom went to college at like, she was smart. She was like 16. Yeah, she graduated high school early, immediately went to college. So, 24, she's already teaching with, a specialist degree and half of a doctorate degree. And she put in all those years. And when she retired, she was only at the time, 52.
Yeah.
So she couldn't touch any of that money because none of it been taxed. They put her in a fixed annuity. They put all of it in there, as a matter of fact. I mean, all of it. You never put all your eggs in one basket. Right. They put all her money in there and getting a 1.4% rate of return.
Wow.
That's garbage.
So you meaning to tell me that with all of the degrees that your mother had attained, the level of education did not equate to financial literacy?
No, I mean, who took a class in financial literacy in school?
It don't exist.
I mean, there's only 4 states that have something. Mississippi's not one of them. Back in 2016, they did a nationwide study, a nationwide survey based on financial literacy. They tested a certain demographic of people from all 50 states. Only one state got an F. That was us.
Yeah.
In Mississippi.
Yeah.
We got an F. I still have copies of the report. It's sad. And so there was no class that teaches you how not to get your teeth cracked in on that first mortgage. We don't know how it works. Or when you go to the bank and, every time you get some money, lump sum of money, you'll get a CD. Well, those are all fixed. I mean, there's a reason why it says FDIC insured. They're not worried about it because you're not going to lose it. I mean, it's backed up by the government. They had no idea. No one knew.
But see, Herman, you said that they don't, and that's what we try to do. The thing is, with the community work that you talked about earlier, we look at what our society don't know. And I would say predominantly with the African-American society don't know that we fall victim to, right? And we try to find folks that are well-versed and professional in that, and we start to give it to the community. And we've been doing financial literacy workshops probably since, 18, 17. And it's like what you're talking about now is what we telling folks, like, no, there's no class in this. Even when you get a degree in economics, you probably got maybe a few classes or one class in personal finance, right? So we don't understand how to handle our personal finances, and we don't listen to people that know long enough because it's quote unquote boring. I saw a post on Facebook that a millionaire would post his brand new $900,000 car, and everybody would like it, but won't nobody listen to him long enough to figure out how he got it. So because it's not the information. It's Jorge is giving some information, and we talk about all this stuff, man. That it's just like life insurance. We talked about investing. We talk about the 529 college plan. All this stuff is new stuff to us, and that we are trying to make it a normal conversation, at least among our age group and friends, so we can set our children in a better position than we were because our parents didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
We Chuck and I are just learning now, and we trying to share this information. And and some some of it's too late. We can't. So now we are the ones that in between to take care of folks and try to teach the children. Folks that got young children, explain that to them too. The young children, 529 college plan,
I got
because
you. So,
because that's the biggest devil out there, is student loan.
let me ask a question. So, like, how long does this last? Like, how much time do we have? I don't want to.
We got about 10 minutes now.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to cut when we run the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It's people out there watching right now, so we can go as long as we want.
I want to make sure I give everybody something they can use. I want to actually, before we get done, I want to give like some just straight out, like 3-4 minutes worth of straight meat and potatoes. But cool thing is, okay, so it's something called an ESA, an Education Savings Plan. ESA, Education Savings Account, right? You have two different types. You have something called a Coverdale, which is technically actually in the child's name. The parent is the custodian of it, but it's in the child's name. Then you have something called a 529 plan. And so the reason, 529 is pretty much state by state, but not necessarily saying you can't get one that's in another state. Prime example, Chuck's kids have 529s, but it's based out of Virginia with American funds. So, we're going out the, results here versus, Mississippi has max and impact, but those you're kind of like, stuck with school inside of Mississippi. Not knocking that. I went to Ole Miss. They gave me a really good education, but I like options. And so it's not the only thing smoking. And so what happens is that you're able to put money into these plans. Now with a Coverdale, the max you can put in a year is $2,000. With a 529, I hate to say there really isn't a max, but the tax law reads, you can contribute as much as you want to up to the reasonable amount of what education costs.
What?
You read that? That's what it says. And so, with that being said, is if you go put like $1 million in there, that's probably gonna red flag something like that. But a couple $100,000 is not out of the ordinary because what if your child wants to go to Duke? Duke is already $100,000 right now. I think Mississippi State is the highest public university in Mississippi, and I think they're banking around 67,000 for their 4-year degree. When I went to Ole Miss, it was like 32, 33 back in 2001. But the problem is no one gets done in 4 years anymore. You got to take that first year to, find yourself, however you want to define that now, because that's getting weird. And, take that year to get acclimated, not being at home, figuring out they do serve pizza 24 hours a day. And, there are parties. And so you got to, get yourself together, go replace some grades. Once you get in your groove, then you take the next 4 years seriously. Well, that's 5 years from now. It's just not cheap. I mean, college housing, you want to invest into something, man, go buy some, shout out to Core Pounds, go buy some rental properties in a college town.
Hey.
Yeah,
they're more than that. That's like double my mortgage,
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous right now. But they know the loans are gonna kick in and pay and stuff like that. So, but the cool thing about like a college savings account is that it's tax free, just like a Roth I.R.A.
Yeah,
as long as you're using the money for a qualified, educational expense, it can be used from like K-12 through postgraduate up until age 30. You have to stop contributing to it though at age when the kid turns age 18. So let's say GP3 doesn't need it. Jackson could take all of that. He gets some kind of super scholarship. You can roll all that down to Jackson. You can roll over to any kid, any child you want to. That can be used. It can be used for trade schools. I had a client that went out of the country to some kind of culinary something, and we were able to still use the money.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you just ask. I mean, a lot of we look it up and we do our research. As long as they're accredited, you're really not gonna have an issue using that. And to be bluntly honest, I mean, it's a. Let me choose my words wisely. It's like anything else that you do. You keep your receipts in case you are audited.
Very smart.
I can legally say that. Yeah. So the definition of what's actually an official
Educational
educational expense
changes
year to year per the government. Yeah. So I know some people that could not be my clients that if we need furniture for this child's dorm or this child's apartment and we need a new set of tires or whatever it is. I'm saying,
That's related.
Just in case you're audited, you keep your receipts. But if not, now worst case scenario, if not, the cool thing about this is it's a cheaper tax bracket than your earned income. We're just talking capital gains. We're talking 10%, right? I tell everybody, get a 529. Yeah. It's tax deferred. You can get it tax free if you got to use it for education. If not, my child wants a new house. Guess what you do? You pay 10% in taxes and you can do whatever you want to with the money.
Yeah.
That's in the tax law. That's in the tax law.
All
legal. With it. All legal.
All legal.
All legal. Let me tell you how a lot of other people get ahead. They shelter that money because how much can you put into a 529?
Based on
whatever you feel like the cost of education is going to be. You know what? My child's 3. I feel like they're going to Harvard. I need $400,000.
Half a bill. $500,000.
Where they going? I don't know. They can end up in Missouri. All I know. Right? But I mean, you still within the legal ramifications of what the tax law reads. Like everybody else that uses the tax law to their advantage. Like, I mean, you get to use it to your advantage in this case also. And just in case your child decides like, hey, I don't want to go to school, cool. Great, whatever. Just in case they say like, what, hey, I want to go be a doctor. Great. We can use this all the way up to you age 30.
Yeah.
It's all kind of stuff you can do with it. And plus, the law changes like literally like every other year about what's covered, what's not covered, what you can do, what you can't do, all this other kind of stuff. But I mean, like I invite everybody, like go Google this thing, man. Just go Google stuff, read it, go get the knowledge. Do not depend on an advisor just to tell you and you go blindly off into the night. No, Google it. Go research for yourself. It's a didactic thing, kind of like some miracles in the Bible, the people have to put some input in themselves.
You know what? That makes me think of one of the quotes that we referenced on here before. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen. I prayed for freedom for 20 years, but received no answer until I prayed with my legs. So
there it is.
What you just said just made me think about that. And we've got some folk in the comments that are asking, what's the name of Herman's company again? That was Larry that was asking about that. And I just call Herman. Like,
and so and so part of the thing, like I said, I give back, man. I'm really not trying to advertise, the company I'm with and stuff like that. If you know me, you know who I rock with. I will happily, give you my phone number on here. Anybody is more than welcome to call me. I will happily discuss that. I don't want to necessarily say it right now. I'm still very heavily regulated and audited too. But
Larry's going to call you.
Ask Chuck, Chuck. Hey Larry, you got my number. Yeah, ask Chuck, ask Mac, who they rock with, and it's not a secret. It's just like
don't say it. Don't say it.
Time like giving people knowledge, and they can find out who I clear through later.
October 3rd. Now we got the health fair for October 2nd. October 3rd. Yeah. October 3rd that night. We're going to be doing is it everything you don't know about money. We're going to do a part 2. Herman is going to be on. This is going to be a closed session. That means it's going to be on Zoom only. That means we can really talk as openly and freely as possible because the only people that register for this workshop will be available. and that's
Right.
going to be October 3rd, which is a Sunday around 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about all of this stuff. We're going to have Michelle on to talk about the credit and budgeting. I'm telling you, we've been listening and talking to these folks for a few years. That's why we are trying to make the moves that we're making, because it didn't just happen overnight. But we're trying to help folks understand there's no such thing as extra money. I want everybody to understand that. There's no such thing as extra money. Every dollar has somewhere to go. You just got to choose where you put it at. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to put something on your mattress, that's fine. But when you put something under your mattress, put some in a Roth IRA, 529, buy some land, spread it. You know what I'm saying? Diversify. So you should have multiple sources of income with a diversified portfolio when it comes to your investment. And as the brother just said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So we're looking at Sunday, October 3rd, 7 p.m. We're going to drop the information on the next show. If you know people that's out there, we might come back and put it into this live here, this feed here. If you want to be
in the comments, we'll put it everywhere.
Yeah, put it in the comments. You need to be ready, because this stuff right now, I'm telling you, when 2022 come, you talking about stuff changing. You need to be digging in on something right now, so that way you're grandfathered in. Because when the changes start rolling down, they're gonna start rolling down, and you don't want to be locked out.
Yeah, we want to get everybody with a IRA, Roth IRA. We want to make sure that all the kids got 529 plans. We want to make sure everybody got life insurance, especially the uncle that you think that if they ain't got no life insurance, because at the end of the day, your family ain't gonna get to where we going. Your family if you ain't got life insurance, you ain't got no retirement account, you ain't gonna get to where the money resides. We got to get to where the money resides.
Birdman hand rub.
Guys, fellas, man, listen, man. If I can have like another 2 minutes, I want to make sure like I inflation proof everybody, pandemic proof them, give them something real solid they can take with them.
So let's do this, Herman. Let's do this. For everybody that's on this live, if you want to get the last end of what Herman is going to say, we want you to be at everything that you don't know about money on October 3rd. Now, Herman's he's gonna wet your whistle, but there's much more. There's much more. So, Herman, go ahead and lay it down for him.
I got about 5 steps. I'm gonna give you the first 2.
Come on.
Right. There's a misconception that people blame things on other folks. They blame it on, the government's doing this. My job's doing this. This is happening. That is happening. That's crap. I can beat it. Let me tell you how. Number one thing you need is something called an emergency account. All right. Before the pandemic, I told people like, hey, listen, right? If you're renting, you need at least 3 months of what all your bills cost. If you're a homeowner, you need at least 6 months of what your bills cost. Per the way the pandemic has happened, I've changed that. If you're renting, you need at least 6 months of what all your bills cost. Add up whatever it costs for you to survive in a month. You need 6 months of that sitting in a straight savings account. Maybe you need to get a separate savings account from the savings account you have. You got to start saving. You need to get it there. It's a number. Once you get to that number, stop. Right? If you're a homeowner, 9 months. If you're a business owner, 12 months. Woo. You got the foolproof what you got going on. Let another pandemic happen. Oh, we ready now. It doesn't matter. We got bill money for the next 6 months. Come what it may be, we're good.
Yeah.
Once you get to that number, right? If it takes me $1,000 a month to survive, once I get to $6,000, I stop. It's like walking and chewing gum. You gotta do this at the same time as you're budgeting, as you're contributing to your IRA, as you're doing other stuff.
Yeah.
As you're doing it. It's not just like a focus all on this. Nope. Walking and chewing gum is part of a process as you're doing some things. All right. Next thing is, right, if you're up this late, that means you're paying for internet. You probably have a vehicle that has tires. Let me tell you about these vehicles, these homes. They are man-made. I've never seen a car that hasn't broken down.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a car that had like unlimited miles on tires.
Mm.
Right? I've never seen a house that some kind of water connection popped and is on your side, and the city say you got to pay for it because your front yard flooding and it's not on their side of the coupling.
No.
Something is gonna happen. Life guaranteed is going to happen. We know it's gonna happen. Prepare for it now. This is not emergency money because we don't know when emergencies are gonna happen, but we know life is gonna happen. I guarantee you, those tires in your car eventually have to be changed. Your brakes are gonna go out. So if you live in check to check and you're not preparing for those tires to go out right now, you're gonna be in trouble. You need a short-term savings account. You take money in and out of. This is not emergency money. Once you get your emergency money to that number, you stop. You don't need to add any more to it. We good for emergencies. Emergency is like, ooh, that job I thought I was super safe and super secure, and the pandemic proved to me that it wasn't, and I don't have a job anymore. Yeah, that's why everybody hiring right now, right? I need to make sure I can feed my kids and pay my bills. Right, so I have enough time to come up with something else to get myself together and this, and this. You got to have that emergency money. Once you get it there, stop. You start working some other things then, like, hey, I still got to contribute to my IRA. I still got to contribute to this short-term savings account because I know something's going to happen.
Right.
Let me tell you, your child's going to fall and break their leg. And it's going to take a check for them to go to, to the really good doctors at, the New Sports Medicine Complex down on Lakeland, or, they might be at somewhere else where it's not one of them,
Travel.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to let a check get in the way of that.
Hey.
Right? Something is going to happen. Like somebody's gonna hit your car and don't have insurance. And now, you got to pay your deductible to get your vehicle fixed because you got to go to work. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
The child might get sick. Might get a parent sick, and they might need some kind of medicine, and it might just take a check. Well, we know that stuff is going to happen. Why aren't we preparing for it right now?
Yeah.
This is not I.R.As. This is not life insurance. This is like the stuff that's gonna happen with the rest of that stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But if you have a game plan for it,
right?
I like to say we, because like when I helping somebody, I'm there with them. Like it's us, it's French, it's we. Like if we have a game plan for this and we're actually working on it, and because we know this stuff is gonna happen, we work the game plan a year from now. It don't matter what happens. Oh, listen, yeah. Hey, Herman, can you go ahead and send a check to such and such and such and such to handle that because something happened? Yep. Yeah, all emergencies come with an invoice. You don't have to have the money right there, but you need to have it like in an account somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
What you talk about is what he won't say, ladies and gentlemen. He talking about real shit, and it happens every day.
Yeah.
It might not happen to you, and it might happen to a friend. And it's very important that you make sure all your friends that are in your circle that are doing the same moves, because if they are not budgeting for this, they are going to be asking you.
Yeah.
So
the important thing is that like most people, that grew up the way I did from South Jackson, they're in survival mode. They're living check to check. They can't make wise decisions about saving for an emergency account, saving for the I.R.A. and stuff like that, because they're in survival mode. They're more interested in trying to figure out how they're going to pay this credit card bill or this cell phone bill they got 3 or 4 people on by the end of the month, versus thinking about how they're going to handle their future. Right. And so, hey, listen, 30 seconds. Let's play a game real quick. Right. And I'm putting out my calculator. A lot of people don't understand how much retirement is going to cost. So if you don't have any other reason that you think you want to invest into an IRA, or investments, let's do this.
Come on.
Right?
What you got?
Let's say you're 65 right now, right?
65. I got my calculator.
One thing you want to do in retirement is called eating. You want to eat. That's pretty important. Air, food, water is up there.
I like to eat.
So you got to think about it, right? Like right now, how much do we think? So let's say Chuck, you're 65 years old, right? Like how many times, you want to eat in a day, and you're 65?
At least 3.
At least 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mac. So Mac, how much you spend per meal right now?
And it's 2 of y'all.
I would say 10.
No, you know what? Let's just do Mac. We're not counting his wife. Let's just do Mac.
Okay, just
10.
Mac.
Let's just do Mac.
You're doing $2 a meal?
Yeah.
And what the hell you eating at?
I'm trying to figure out where you eating at, buddy. You need to help me.
God damn, boy.
$10. I mean,
a gallon of milk is $3.99.
Hey, is that a Meals That Heal?
Yeah, meals that here. First of all, we don't eat out. That's one thing. We cook everything, and so that's one of the main things. When you said what do we eat at, I had to think because we don't eat out. so
I got you.
So
okay, let me go back to picking on Chuck. Hey Chuck, how much you spend per meal?
Well, shit, I don't know how to eat by myself, so I'm man. We go to Hibachi, we spending $100.
Okay, let's pick on me, right? So, and the cool thing is, like, we got a daycare with 2 cooks, and I shop for the kids. So a lot of times when they eat, I like to stop through and eat too. So, so let's just say, like, if I had to go do it myself, though, for instance, right today, what's that? Shalosky's Deli on Lakeland. That roast beef cheddar, whatever I had, was like $8.
Okay, all right.
So let's say the average meal right now is $8. We do that times 3. That's 24. That's $24 in a day.
Sure enough.
Right? Now, how many days in a week?
It's 7 days in a week.
7 days in a week. That's $168 a week.
A week.
Right? This camera is backwards. That's so freaky. All right. So we know there are how many weeks in a year?
It's 52 weeks. We just did 52
weeks in a week, right?
Yeah.
That's 8,000. $736 a year. Right, and we're 65 years old. How many years do we plan on living past 65?
Man, look, I want to be an old Thundercat.
I'm talking about at least another 40.
Right.
Okay. Yep. So the cool thing is we're, our kids that if you're born after 2000, they say you have like a 50-50 chance of living to age 100 because science and technology is advancing to the point like that's going to happen. Right now, the average woman lives to, COVID took that number down a little bit. This is pre-COVID. So the average woman lived to 86.4 years. The average male lives about 84 something. So let's just say another 25 years.
Okay. So that's the 8,000 times 25.
That's $218,400.
Yeah.
That's just to eat. Now all of us about the same age.
Yeah.
I think we got all our ages say we're about 40, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're saying if we were 65, you got to think about inflation, like how much you think food is going to cost.
Back
25 years from now.
Man, that shit already high.
Well, they don't have $5 foot-longs anymore.
5.
So that little $8 a meal is going to be like $15, $16, $17 a meal.
Sure enough.
Times 3, times 7,
come on,
times 52.
Come on.
Times how many years, that 25 years you plan to live past age 65.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Hey, make it a t-shirt.
So you telling me, so just based on simple numbers, and that, $218,000?
Yeah.
There are people from the state that don't retire with that. And they,
don't work their whole life.
My mom didn't have that. She did 33 years with JPS.
33 years. You don't work
33 years.
A life at a place.
And she was a counselor.
Wow.
She wasn't just like a regular teacher. She spent her last 6 or 7 years downtown.
That's real.
I mean, and you work hard for your money, you got to get the best bang for your buck. But I think about it, what if somebody like me had met my mom back when she was 35? We'd be in a completely different tax bracket.
Yeah.
She wouldn't still be opening a daycare at 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
She loved kids. She loved giving back. She, got a couple 501c3s. But, I mean, at 66, that's still a haze. It's raining right now here in Jackson. It's going to rain all night. In the morning when she leaves, I'm gonna meet her there because I love my mama.
Right.
But I'm gonna hold an umbrella for her as I walk her through the parking lot at the medical mall to get to the front door of the daycare. And it's raining.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a difference between retiring, retiring. If you don't get an IRA, if you don't invest, if you don't get your stuff together and sacrifice now while you're making more money you're ever gonna make in retirement, you don't make the same amount of money. If you can get it together now, you can for real retire. Don't be the people at Walmart, putting the smiling face stickers on stuff.
Don't do that. Don't do them like that, Herman.
Don't be the people at Sam's that now they upgraded from the Sharpies to this little handheld gun scanner thing with a cell phone on. Don't be that person scanning stuff on the way out part time with no.
Herman, don't talk about this
anything like that because the average person. Well, I'm telling you, and listen, this nightcap now I can keep it real because you got to think about it. The average teacher I help that leaves the state of Mississippi and parents don't realize when you retire, you lead a system. Your health insurance triples. Life, vision, dental, all that goes away. The average person right now, because they started teaching so young. Medicare didn't kick in at 65. I'm trying to figure out how to float them from 58, 59, 6-7 years to 65. And it's $500-$600 a month just for the basic health insurance.
Yeah. We having that problem.
So you know what they do? They leave in May. They had a retirement party. Everybody dressed in black, acting like it's a funeral. You know what they're doing in August? Stapling bulletin boards because they got to come back.
They got to come back. They don't
retire.
Be that person. They don't retire from one to go back to another one.
They getting a monthly retirement check and they come back. Either they're trying to substitute teach or do some other stuff like that.
Or benefits.
Let me tell you what messed that up. COVID. Because all the teachers could work from home. Nobody was taking off. Substitute teachers starving.
Yeah. There it is. Wow.
I.R.A. Get you a game plan together. Go find you somebody that knows investments. The tab for not investing is way greater just for sacrificing right now. Take one weekend out from not eating out. Take that $50-$60, go stick that in a month, in an IRA. Get your emergency account together. Life is gonna happen. If you don't, you're gonna be mad at the people that get it together because it's free information. This is free. It don't cost you anything.
They need to sign up for the third.
You gotta come on the third. This is just we only went through the first 2. I got 5.
You gotta come on.
You gotta know that you gotta have. If you don't have them, I'm like the Undertaker. Eventually, you got to come see me. Either you're gonna die broke, either you're gonna live in retirement and run out of money. You got 2 options. If you don't, I get a coach, listen to somebody, and because I don't know, I might not live to the third. So, I gotta make sure these people know, man. Listen. I hate it. Trying to pull off these miracle scenarios with people that come in and Herman, I'm trying to retire. I got $65,000. I'm 57 years old.
Oh, man.
I can't. You want a fixed income. I'm trying to literally all the time because, with that amount of money, they can't go to anybody else. What they get, right? Which is a blessing because I'm gonna help them, right? We're gonna do the best we can. But now I'm trying to float you till you 62, so we can start getting 75% of your Social Security. We're not gonna get it. I'm talking about old folks now. Older people. I say old, but older people. We just trying to float them. We get them to 62, so they can start getting 75% of the Social Security. So we give them to 65. Medicare kick in, and they don't have to pay for health insurance anymore. Now they still getting full Social Security. But now we blew all the money they had trying to float them, 3-4 years trying to just get to that point. Now they're still on a fixed income for the rest of their life. Now that's when you see the people cutting pills in half, trying to stretch medicine out.
Yeah, and that's real shit.
You see people delivering meals to people's houses because they don't have any money because they can't. I don't want to get in my golden years and eating a 4 for $4. I want to keep going to Table 100 like I like, Anjou like I like to go, Seafood Revolution like I like to go to, and I don't, that's why I know I need $2.6 million in my IRA by the time I retire. 2.6. I'm living off the interest. It's gonna take 2.6.
Yeah.
2.6.
2.6.
6.
I done got on this lifestyle where I like that alkaline water. Y'all getting dog water from Texas. I like that alkaline water. That's all I drink now. Right? I can't fit in a car. I'm 6'5". It's gotta be an Escalade. It's gotta be a truck, something. I can't fit in anything else.
Hey.
I like Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And you create this lifestyle. It makes no sense to work hard all your life, get to your golden years, then you can't keep the lifestyle up that you had. That's crazy. And people don't see it's coming. It's coming. I tell you, just as sure as you keep on living, it's coming. If you don't do something about it, you're gonna be messed up.
Man, look, the way that you breaking this down, it makes it really it makes it a hard pill to swallow, but it makes it very, very present and clear, meaning that you worked your whole life.
All of it.
You worked your whole life for a job that you really didn't like. Because I would say and I'm making an assumption, but the assumption that I'm making is that most of the people that really got into teaching, let's say, we're just gonna do teaching, they didn't want to teach. They took that as a last resort because they know that people needed teachers, the school system needed teachers, and they knew that it was a steady job and they're going to have summers off. Yep. So you literally work your whole life to retire and to have to go back to work. And then you still don't have enough money.
No, because they work their whole life not to retire. They don't get to retire. They go through the retirement process. They're not retired. Yeah. And you got to think about it, right? You got to think about it, man. The average person stresses about money, like I said earlier, 4 times every hour.
We're not talking about you, Jorge.
Heart attacks. Heart attacks happen on Sunday nights and Monday mornings.
Yep.
Why?
Stressing about starting the work week.
Yep.
They going to jobs that they hate, overworked, underpaid, doing all this, and still you get to your golden years and can't? Nah, come on, man.
Hey,
come on. And it's not like we reinventing the wheel. Like, if everybody else is doing this, copy is genius. You know what happens in school when you copy? It's called cheating. It's called plagiarism, right? Guess what happens when you get to real life and you copy? It's called genius.
You pass.
If Warren Buffett can go over here and put some money here and get this type of rate of return,
follow.
I might not be able to put up the same amount of money as Warren Buffett, but he can't get a higher rate of return than me.
Yeah. And I'll make it real simple for folks. We cut the cord. If you have internet and you have cable and you are not in a financial position where you want to be, you don't have time to watch TV anyway because you're working and you're busy.
I don't own a TV.
$142 a month that was in your budget that you were paying for Comcast or whatever the case may be, but you got internet. If you had a TV, you can buy a Fire Stick, use the internet, watch whatever you want to watch. Take that same 142. There's no such thing as extra money. Now you have $42 for your savings, $100 for your I.R.A. every month without having to change your budget. So that's why I always tell people about downloading and starting with your budget and prioritizing, because you have the money. It's just like you don't have no money, but you get a new car, but you figure out how to pay the note.
Hey, buddy. Shout they got a new car after 10 years.
Oh, she in shock after the first month because she ain't used to paying that. You know what I'm saying? Like she got to.
But we put the plan in place. Like we preparing for it.
Right. Well, I'm saying prepared, but you did. But I'm just saying, think about that. You ain't had a note in all this time, and that's the same thing what happened with Jay, right? She didn't have a car note. And she ain't had a car note in like 12 years. Then she got a car note. It's like, I got to remember to pay the car note because you ain't had no damn car note. So, and that's another thing. Talking about buying vehicles.
Yeah.
If you can't say based on the calculated amount, first do your research on the vehicle you want. If your vehicle is $800 a month and you can't save $800 for 3 to 6 months, you can't afford the vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, look.
Wait, we got to say this shit for the 3rd, October 3rd.
Hey,
we be talking all night. We're going to be talking all night.
Yeah, we can do it all night. But listen, one more thing. I'm going to show this. Listen, if the average person that's 30 years old right now saves $200 a month and does that until the age 65, they worth 1.3 million. I don't know if y'all can see that on my calculator.
Compound interest calculator. Move. There you go.
Compound. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Take the number up. Do 40.
So listen, over the next 35 years, you're gonna
Went black.
There we go. You're gonna invest $84,000 and you'll be worth 1.3 million.
Hey,
That's
for age
4% rate of return. Say it again.
Do it for age 40. 40.
Age 40?
Yeah. 40 years old. You save for what? Let's say 20 years. 25. 65, right?
No,
Everybody
hell no.
That's 25. That's 300 months. So if you did the same thing at 300 months.
Come on with it.
Nah, this is going to blow your mind. This is why this time matters. That's why you can't wait. Look at that number. Can I see it?
300. It's a
damn.
A 10-year difference makes a $1 million difference, saving the same exact amount of money a month. A $1 million difference.
Compound.
If you went from 30 to 40, it's going to cost you $1 million. $1 million. Crazy, huh? Go get you a coach.
I was say go get you a coach.
You need a second job just to put into the IRA so you can retire and triple that number. You need to buy back some years.
Man, listen, like I tell everybody, listen, if you start when you're younger, if you take it up just 5% a year, you'll get there. 5% a year, you still gonna get there. If you start off with $50 a month, if you start with $100 a month, start somewhere. The biggest problem is people just don't start. Start somewhere. Take it up 5% a year.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Buddy. Hit them with the reminders, Chuck.
All right, so look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a very, very, very action-packed weekend. It begins on October 2nd with the R&B and Ribs and Rosé event. We're going to have all of our folks that are going to be out there at the R&B Ribs and Rosé event October 2nd. They're also going to be in place the next day at the October 3rd, Meals That Heal. So I'm going to throw that up on the screen. Meals That Heal. You can check those folks out over there on Fair Street. Here's the graphic for R&B and Ribs and Rosé. It's a cook-off and it's a day party. You'll be able to chop it up with Herman. You'll be able to chop it up with, the folks that have our health education school. You can also meet us the next day at Meals That Heal, Mississippi's first 100% plant-based cafe. That's going to be October 3rd. We're going to be out there. We're going to be drinking the I.R.A pure water. So look, now y'all know we like to drink on Nightcap Knowledge. We like to drink on Nightcap Knowledge, but we got to stay hydrated. So we're going to have a I.R.A pure water available at Amazon, Amazon.com, I.R.A pure. So look, y'all got to come hang out with us. Starts on Saturday, R&B, Ribs, and Rosé. And then we're going to roll into that day. The next Sunday is going to be Mac. Give them all the details. Talk about our people that we have over here at the Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers. And if you're looking for an opportunity to get a new career, or a career that you can roll into and then transition to something else, tell them about B1 and the Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers, and then more about what we're going to do later on that evening. Hang out during the day. Got to hang out. We're not saying that you got to cut yourself off from people, but this is free. Fight the End Obesity is absolutely free.
Right. It's a free event, and it's healing the whole person. We're going to talk about physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. And that's why the part that Herman just talked about. So let me break down some information for you. Some of the things that upset people the most, we talk about anxiety, stress, depression. It relates to financial, right? It's about your money, how much money you have, or how much you don't have, and the responsibility you have with your money. Causes more stress and anxiety than anything else. So we got to be educated and got to be healthy, got to be grounded. We're going to have folks there in each one of the disciplines to give you advice at the health fair. We're also going to do free 50 free meals from Meals That Heal for those who have never eaten plant-based or never been to Meals That Heal. It's going to be complimentary of us. But we're also going to have some alkaline water. And then that night, we're going to really dive into the financial health when we do the everything you don't know about money. And we're going to do that as a virtual Zoom workshop. We're going to have our brother right here, Herman. We're going to have Michelle Wade. We're going to have a couple other guests. And we're going to be educating you about why it's so important right now in 2021 to get all your stuff together before 2022 gets here. You don't want to get in 2022 like, oh, I wish I had a. No, you need to be doing it now. So when 2022 presents an opportunity, pull the trigger.
Look, I'm gonna be 100% honest, and we're gonna get out of here. In 2022, and really, let me rewind it a bit. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Mac and I are trying to purchase property,
right?
And I ain't talking about just like flipping houses. I ain't talking about just getting a house. Like I live in a house. Mac lives in a house. Herman lives in a house. We all have houses. We want to purchase land. We want to purchase commercial property. We want to purchase things that will give us greater return on what we invest. So if I put $5 into it, I want to get at least 2.5 times what I put into it. Because basically that's what I make off a t-shirt. Like this t-shirt, if I put, let's say $5 into it, I want to make $20 off of it.
Right.
If I put $10 into a hat, $14 into a hat, I want to make at least $20 to $25 off of it. Now, the thing is, if you don't start to think like that now, and I know we got some people out there on blackwindowchaser.com, Black Window Chaser, Facebook, the Nightcap Knowledge, YouTube, and on Twitch. If you don't start to think like what we're talking about now, you won't be able to purchase property. There's going to be a foreclosure bubble. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to go into foreclosure, and then you got the tax sale auction. Mac is really on top of all of that stuff, especially in Holmes County. You're not going to be able to have the liquid cash to go and put money down in all of these different places and then still maintain your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. The person that Herman was talking about, and I'm looking dead into the camera right now. The person that Herman was talking about when the pandemic happened was me. I was making $6,000 a month. I was working for a campaign. I was DJing. Mac and I still had the event space in Jackson. I had a t-shirt company that I was running half-ass part-time. I had a lot of things going on. We still had the entertainment company, Yard Boy. We still get the dance floor full, all of that shit. But when that $6,000 cut out, when the nonprofit organization I was working for, they closed their doors, what I had to do? I had to hustle. I had to get off my ass. But I also had to make sure that we had life insurance, that we had the I.R.A., that we had all of those things to where if shit hit the fan, and shit did hit the fan, I had to pull some money out of an account to make sure that we maintain taxes on the property that we own in Mobile, Alabama. So all of the things, the whole truth is coming out tonight. All of the things that Herman was talking about, he may not have been specifically talking about me, but at the end of the day, my situation applies to somebody else's situation.
Yeah.
But if you don't put money up, if you don't invest that money into places that you can, tax shelter is a term that's used in the news. If you don't put that money in places that you can say, I'm putting it here in case of rainy day. If I make that investment now, anything thereafter, I might have to pay taxes on that. But every $5,000, I think it went up that you told me, Herman. If I put $5,000 in every year, that $5,000 is tax free. All I'm saying is you don't know what you think you know about money, because I didn't know what I thought I knew about money, because my daddy didn't know, my mama didn't know, my aunties, my uncles, my aunties, unks, cousins, all of them did not know a damn thing.
When it comes to this type of money. Yep.
When it comes to this type of money, we talking about $100,000 to put down in terms of just closing costs. Like, you need to have that type of money liquid. We're talking about $500,000 for a property purchase. We're talking about being able to go and play play with money at the tax auction so that you can get a percentage rate based on the money that you put down to pay them taxes, and somebody gonna have to give you that money back if they want their land back. And then if they don't give it back, you got a piece of property for pennies on the dollar. If you are not doing these things, if you're not contributing to your own retirement account, if you're not contributing to a savings account, that 6 month, that 12 month, all of that stuff, if I had not been doing that stuff prior to the pandemic hitting, I'd be up Sixth Creek. If I didn't have a skill, if I didn't have people that knew what the fuck they were talking about, and I just said fuck for the first time in about 14 weeks.
You've been doing good. You've been doing good, Chuck. You've been doing good.
But what I'm saying is this shit's serious. It's real serious. And there's people out there that have no idea. They don't even have life insurance, man. Come on.
Number one thing that puts people into welfare and poverty is something happens to the bread earner, and then within like 6 months, they lose the house. Within a year, they lose the car.
Come on.
People that are left.
Come on.
Next thing is, listen, if you like real estate, you want to do some property and stuff like that, absolutely get into it. One thing they aren't making any more of is called land. And whoever owns the most of it will control this planet.
Boom.
Well,
The next thing is get into the stock market. You know how hard we have to work to make money in the stock market? We don't. We're not there. We're not at Procter and Gamble meetings and other kind of. We're not there. They're doing all that. We just benefit.
My $20 gonna work like your 200,000.
We're not even there working. We just put money in the market and we go about what we're doing every day. Yeah, I mean, you know, people just don't. If everybody really understood how this works, oh my goodness, everybody go get you a side hustle that you own. You're not gonna fire yourself. Everybody, if you hear me, go get you a side hustle you own. I don't care if you making stick figure men out of pipe cleaners and you sell them on somewhere doing something. You're not gonna fire yourself. Get you something that's flexible that you can control and all other kind of stuff. Y'all talking about 501c3s, man. My family, we got 2 of them. Everybody wants grant money. Listen, it's Mississippi. Write something in there. Get it, partner in with 2 or 3 other ones and write one big grant and get you a share of it. Tap into obesity. They say Mississippi the most obese state. Do something about working out and helping some kids and stuff like that. They give you $1 million. I know.
Hey, Mississippi Move need that next million. We need that next million. We need that next million.
y'all don't drop too many right now. We got to get ready for October 3rd. They need to.
Oh man, listen, the next three gonna be so out. Oh my goodness,
October
it's game
3rd.
changing. I'm gonna give you the secret. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it, what I'm doing, and I'll show you my portfolio. Listen,
Don't do it. Wait. Don't do it.
Listen, October 3rd. October 3rd. Come October 3rd. I'm gonna get everybody the juice.
There it is.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. I'm playing the theme music. Most of y'all have never heard of Earn Your Leisure. Most of y'all have never heard of Trap Beckham and all these motherfuckers I be listening to on podcasts and all of this shit. The person that I believe in the most is a person that I can call and I can go and I can touch. If I call and say, Herman, I need help, I know that Herman is going to answer the phone. If I call and I say, Mac, I need help, I know that Mac is going to answer the phone. Y'all people, I was about to cuss at y'all. Y'all people out there, for everybody that watch this after the fact, y'all can't call Master P. Y'all can't call P. Diddy. You can't call Travis Barker. You can't call who your favorite? Kevin Gates. You can't call him. You can't call Boosie. I can call Boosie lawyer.
Yeah.
But you can't. So when Boosie needed to get out of jail, he was calling the same person that I can call on the regular and ask for legal advice. All I'm saying is that y'all got some people that have been sitting, and it's partly our fault. It's partly our fault. We've been sitting right under your noses, and we haven't been talking that shit like we supposed to be talking. We haven't been in your face putting this information in front of you the way that we were supposed to, the way that God blessed us to. Yes, I cuss and I reference God in the same breath. At the end of the day, He ain't through with me yet. But I tell you what, if you want to be in a better position, you got to do something different than what you're doing right now. And I'm preaching the sermon that I heard from myself when I said it. Now I'm gonna get. Hey, I already got some music pulled up over here that I'm gonna go.
Patterson the second.
And by the time we get to Nightcap Knowledge next week, let somebody get the preaching. I'm gonna hit them with that like straight like that. Straight like that. So look, I don't know what y'all gonna do whenever you watch this. If you're watching it right now, and I know for the record, I know we're not the biggest podcast in the world. But at the end of the day, the 6 people that's on this mug right now, if you ain't there on October 3rd, it's your fault. It's your fault. I'm telling you, my IRA is good, and it's because of Herman. After my daddy died, I put money into my IRA. I rolled everything over from Tougaloo College, and that was a 420 something.
403B.
403B.
Yep.
It was a 403B. I rolled everything from my 403B over into a Roth IRA. Herman did it.
Yep.
That was 2015. And I was not like a good person, a good knowledgeable person, because I had nobody to tell me that whatever Tougaloo was putting in, I needed to match.
Yep, you need to match it. Oh yeah, we got some. Hey,
I'm telling y'all, man. We done bumped
October
out
3rd.
Bump your head.
Shared it with some friends. October 3rd, shared with some friends. I got into investing by accident because Tyler Perry said he was going to buy U.S. Airways, and I got in and bought 32 shares for $45, and it dropped all the way down to pennies on the dollar. I mean pennies, and then it merged with American Airlines. And hey, I'm just telling you, we're not taught this. Now we are
talk about stocks and what is it? EFTs or ETFs? What is it? ETF.
So much.
Exchange trade funds.
You see what I'm saying?
It's so much.
I don't know.
Chuck, get our ass off this damn internet so we can go to bed and get ready. Because we've been talking all night. And everybody that's on here, share this with some friends, man. Let's go ahead and let's change it, because there are a group of folks out here that don't want us to be successful. They don't want us to change things, right? So we don't give them what they want.
Chaser.
Nightcap Knowledge, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Central.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Nightcap Knowledge, 9 p.m. Every Tuesday. Nightcap Knowledge. We'll see y'all next week. We want to make sure y'all check out all of the sponsors that we have. We want to give a shout out to Terrell Cannon Knight, MD. I kissed clinical medicine goodbye. Make sure you go and get that book, publishyourgift.com. Terrell Cannon Knight, MD. The EPS Institute, healing the entire you. EPSinstitute.org, and also follow them on all social media platforms, EPS Institute. One more time for Aspira Pura, available on Amazon.com/Aspira Pura. And if you need a DJ for your next event, wedding reception, or anything in the backyard, hit up George Chuck, now booking 2022 dates and 2023 dates. GeorgeChuck.com. One more time for Meals That Heal, Mississippi's first 100% plant-based cafe, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 2:30, 4:30 to 8 p.m. 612 North Fair Street. You can order online or you can call in and make your order. Lastly but not least, we got the Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers. Begin your career in healthcare today. Phlebotomy tech, nursing assistant, soft skills, allied health and medical assisting services, COVID-19 and community health worker. MSHSCschool.com. You can give them a ring at 769-572-7490. We'll see y'all next week. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, you can catch us live on
Black with No Chaser.
And this has been
Nightcap Knowledge, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Central.